What is the meaning of life? You've probably pondered this question before. Encountering what is termed an existential crisis. This state of questioning involves re-examining your life through the lens of death, profoundly affected by thoughts on the meaning, purpose, or value of life. Existentialism is a philosophy that delves into this issue of human existence, highlighting the individual's journey in a seemingly meaningless world, seeking to create their own meaning. Existentialism is often linked with several notable philosophers from the 19th and 20th centuries: Søren Kierkegaard, Friedrich Nietzsche, Fyodor Dostoevsky, Martin Heidegger, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Albert Camus. Despite many of these thinkers not using the term existentialist to describe themselves, and some even rejecting it, they shared a common framework. They critiqued traditional systematic philosophies for being too abstract and detached from concrete human experience, emphasizing the importance of individual authenticity. The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard is often regarded as the father of existentialism, with Nietzsche also laying the foundations for 19th-century existentialist thought. Dostoevsky, primarily known as a novelist, also contributed significantly to defining key existentialist ideas. Walter Kaufmann notes, "It is as if Kierkegaard had stepped right out of Dostoevsky's pen." Thus, existentialism transcends philosophy, merging with novels, literature, and poetry. Notes from the Underground is a crucial work of existentialist literature where Dostoevsky justifies the necessity of individual freedom as an essential part of humanity. He argues that abstract ideologies lack a basis in our true nature, leading to inauthentic lives. One of Dostoevsky's core existential messages is that life's purpose is to act authentically. Kierkegaard also emphasized the individual, focusing on subjectivity, personal choice, and commitment. Although a Christian, he was highly critical of the Danish established church, accusing it of fostering false religiosity. He suggested that the only way out of existential angst was a leap of faith toward Christianity, emphasizing a personal relationship with God and the subjective truth of the individual. This leap is seen as the most rational choice in an irrational experience. In contrast, Nietzsche declared, "God is dead," expressing his disillusionment with religion. He criticized Christianity as a slave morality that resents the virtues of the powerful, advocating instead for a master morality that creates new values and ways of life. This concept introduces the Übermensch, where man becomes God. Despite their shared framework, significant doctrinal differences existed between these thinkers. Dostoevsky and Kierkegaard were theistic, while Nietzsche was atheistic. The term existentialism was coined in the mid-1940s by Christian existentialist Gabriel Marcel, who focused on the individual's struggle in a dehumanizing technological society. Marcel later rejected the label he created to distance himself from Jean-Paul Sartre, preferring the term Christian Socratic in honor of Kierkegaard's Socratic irony. Sartre adopted the existentialist label, popularizing existentialist thought with his famous maxim, "Existence precedes essence." Ancient Greek philosophers like Plato and Aristotle believed essence precedes existence, meaning every human is born with a predetermined essence. Sartre flipped this idea, asserting that we are blank canvases who create ourselves through our actions. Thus existence precedes essence. This freedom, however, can be daunting. Man is condemned to be free, because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. Martin Heidegger, another key existentialist, introduced the concept of thrownness, suggesting we are arbitrarily born into specific circumstances. These givens or facticities influence our tasks and concerns, largely decided for us by our particular facticity. Sartre, influenced by Heidegger's being in time, wrote being in nothingness, but Heidegger distanced himself from Sartre's existentialism due to significant ideological differences. Realizing our complete freedom brings a sense of dread, leading many to adopt what Sartre calls bad faith, denying our fundamental freedom and responsibility for convenience. Sartre gives the example of a waiter who dislikes his job but continues out of convenience. This mirrors Kierkegaard's idea that anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. One might possess the ability to act freely but fail to use it, getting lost in endless possibilities and living unimaginatively. Conversely, getting lost in the finite involves mindlessly adhering to cultural and social expectations, living a lie by following what everyone else does. Heidegger similarly explains inauthenticity as embodying only our facticity and fallenness, surrendering to a formless entity called Das Man, instead of choosing our own path. Albert Camus, despite rejecting the existentialist label, is considered a key figure in existentialism and contributed to absurdism. He described the absurd as the conflict between our desire for meaning and the universe's inherent lack of it. He famously stated, "I do not believe in God and I am not an atheist." Reflecting the absurd, his work The Myth of Sisyphus illustrates the human condition through the metaphor of Sisyphus, condemned to an eternal, futile task, symbolizing our search for meaning in a meaningless universe. This brief overview of existentialism serves as a guide to exploring its diverse thinkers and core ideas such as authenticity, individuality, subjectivity, freedom, and responsibility, helping you understand and pursue the meaning of your life.